Hi, this is Rick. The title of this video is Astral Protection. Israel Rayuna requested today that I do a video on astral protection. It's common for people to request protection methods from me. As you know, I've been projecting since I was a child, but I don't have any magical means, armor, talismans, or any magical words that will offer protection to everyone who goes on the astral plane. I have seen, though, on eBay, for $9.95, you can buy yourself a guaranteed talisman that will protect you on the astral plane. If that's something you wish to buy, go ahead and knock yourself out. However, I'd like to talk about 6 different ways that I recommend you protect yourself on the astral plane. Now, anyone who's listened to some of my videos knows that I like to compare New York City to the astral plane, because in many ways they're very, very similar. Number 1, mind your business. Mind your own business. I have had people ask me if they could save souls that were trapped on the lower astral plane. Now imagine yourself in New York City. You walk into a dive bar with a bunch of alcoholics hunched over their beers. Or you walk into a drug house where people are shooting up heroin. Or you walk into a sex club in that very, very wacky city called New York. Now, imagine you walk in there and you say, "Oh, poor people, I am here to save you and bring you to the light." What do you think the reaction would be of those people in the bar, in the drug shooting gallery, and in the sex club? That's right. You might be ignored. You might be jeered. You might even be attacked. And you know what? A very similar reaction will await you if you try that on the astral plane. Now, there are experienced people out there. There's experienced spirits out there who do this type of work. However, newbies have no business involving themselves. All they'll end up doing is attracting hostility by putting their nose where it doesn't belong. So, rule number 1, mind your own business on the astral plane. Number 2, when you're in New York City, do not look like a fearful or lost tourist. I've had people in the past ask me if there's astral maps that they can use to get around the astral, and I have to laugh because it reminds me of somebody walking around New York City in Bermuda shorts, a floral print shirt, a baseball cap, holding a map, trying to find their way around the city. These people are nothing but magnets for predators. And on the astral plane, if you walk around looking fearful or lost, you too may attract predators. Be about your business. I recommend flying as soon as possible, as soon as you're out of your living space. Because if you're flying, your astral vibrational level is already high, and you're pretty much putting anybody in the lower astral far behind you. Number 3, don't talk or associate with strangers. Now, that's something that everyone should understand starting from when you're a child. If you go talking to strangers or trying to make friends in New York City, if you're from some Pig's Knuckle, Arkansas, you're probably going to get yourself in trouble. You're going to get taken advantage of. And on the astral, it's no different. As a newbie, keep to yourself. Do not try to make friends because you will not know enough to know who to befriend and who to avoid. I recall when I was a child, I engaged with a creature and I didn't know any better. And this thing became like hot gum on the bottom of my shoe in the summertime. It was a pain to try to get rid of. And finally, I had to resort to a variety of methods, which I'll talk about in a minute, to get rid of this thing. But that's number 3. Number 4, if someone bothers you in New York City, ask them to leave. Tell them firmly and without fear that you had nothing to do with them. And 9 times out of 10, they'll leave. The same thing happens on the astral plane. Now, on the astral plane, the worst that can happen to you is they might scare you, but that's all that they can do. Number 5, if you really don't like being in New York City, you can always go home. In the astral, it works the same way. If you feel fear or you wish to return to your physical body, you will do so. And that's it. Adventure over. You're perfectly safe. That's number 5. Now, number 6. I call this an alternate plan. For the most part, the first 5 will take care of you. The alternate plan is called summon the police or call on whatever religious figures or deities or symbology that you may hold sacred or believe in. When I was a child, I told you I was bothered by this particular creature. I got tired of it after a while, and I told it that I would summon my angel. And when I said that, I pictured this avenging angel with a fiery sword in its hand. And at that, the creature bolted, took off, disappeared, and I never saw it again. These are the methods that you use as a normal human being navigating around any city, and New York City certainly is no exception. The astral plane is much the same. Be about your business. Don't go associating with characters you shouldn't be associating with, and you're going to be fine. Now, this is going to be a short podcast today, and I want to leave you with the words of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He said, "We have nothing to fear but fear itself." If you like this podcast, hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell button to make sure you get informed of every new podcast. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye now.